Welcome everybody. It's good to see people here on this beautiful day, and just want to welcome everybody that came out here to join us as a family here, to join us as relatives, to be here in a very important event here. My name is Regina Tsosie, and I am the president of the Native American Coalition of the Quad Cities. And here we have people representative of their different nations. I'm Navajo and standing Dakota here, and I see different people, Sioux, the Apache, different nations here that are being represented other than the European people too. So, but we all come together as a family. You know, we're all one together, and there's nothing that separates us. We have the same blood. We have a belief in a higher power, and that's what makes us the people of this human race. And our Facebook page, the American Coalition of the Quad Cities. We'll keep you updated on what's going on with that. But just be aware that this is not the only thing that's happening with Native people. You know, I'd like to share a story about what happened, I think it was last year, that was on a reckless part of the, of course, Environmental Protection Agency. And these are the agencies that are supposed to be protecting our environment, but they recklessly had, they were at a mine in southwestern Colorado. I think it was the Gold King Mines. And long time ago, they had dammed up contaminated waters that they were using to mine this mine, and it was blocked up, so it wouldn't go anywhere. Well, the EPA went there, and they were doing something in that area, and they recklessly released this blockage that was containing those contaminated waters. And those waters rushed out of that contamination, and they flowed and flowed. They flowed into the Animas River, beautiful river in southwestern Colorado. And from the Animas River, it goes into the San Juan River, which the San Juan River feeds into our Navajo Nation. And this is water that we use for planting and to keep our cattle and sheep and horses healthy, because they're the ones that drink from this water too. And then from the San Juan River, it went into the Colorado River. And seeing this on TV, you should see how it was once pure water, pure clean water. And people would go there, and you could just see the bottom of this river, very clean. And after those contaminated waters were released, that whole river system was yellow. It was just yellow, a murky yellow. You couldn't see the bottom of anything. And so, of course, the government went in, and they were telling people, it'll be okay, it'll be cleaned up, in about a couple of months they'll be able to drink out of it. And a couple of months later, nobody would want to drink out of it because it was still murky. But that was a year ago. Well, it happened, I go through that area when I visit my family in the northeastern part of Arizona, Navajo. And I go through Durango and Cortez and the Four Corners, and that's where the river kind of follows. And I stopped in Durango on my way back. Stopped at the edge there. The Animas River flows through there, and it was clear. It was clear, but I didn't see people boating on it or rafting on it. And so there's a visitor center along there, and I stopped in the visitor center. I talked to a lady there, and I said, what's the update on the condition of the Animas River? And she says, well, government's come out here. They've come out here like, maybe every 3 weeks or so, and they test the water, and they say the water's okay. I said, so is it drinkable? She goes, well, I'm not too sure about that, But it's really hard to say, when or how these disasters can clean up. Hopefully they'll clean up on their own. or else with the help of different people, groups of people going in and protecting it and keeping it updated on that. So, but it was really such disaster, especially for our Navajo people, because our nation is not very rich, you know, and to poison the water source that we use, that our cattle uses, that, you know, that is used to feed the corn crops there, you know, that's our source. That's our source. And some of these people who live there, they don't have running water going into their homes, you know. They live in traditional ways in which there's no running water, no electricity. So sometimes they have to go out and haul water, and so they haul water from the Adamance River too. So they really had to, the Navajo government stepped in, and they, with the help of the Bureau of Indian Affairs, tried to devise plans for people who were affected to ship in and haul in clean water, so the Navajo people and the animals and crops could be you know, to use this water. So I know there's continuing to do that. I think the Navajo Nation has a suit against the Environmental Protection Agency for the recklessness that they caused. So this is just one thing that has happened, and this was like last year. I mean, there's so many things, I mean, that we could probably share about what's going on with our families, you know, on the different reservations. So, but we just want to keep them all in our prayers, keep them in our thoughts, let them know that we're sending our good prayers to them.
Elder Sharon Day, and she was one of the main elders who coordinated this walk, the Mississippi Walk, the River Walk. And up to that point, I guess, her and a lot of other elders had been walking around the lakes in Minnesota. And if you know anything about Minnesota, the geography of Minnesota, it's got hundreds of lakes, if not thousands of lakes there. And for years, these women, these grandmas, were walking around these lakes to raise awareness of our connection and need for clean water, and that we need to protect the water more than what we are. And so after spending years of doing that, you know, everybody in Indian country who tries to stay connected to the water knows about the Mississippi River and how long the Mississippi River has had a connection to the industry of the United States. As a result of that, you know, a lot of the runoff, because it's going right through the middle of farmland country, they have all the chemicals they spray in the farms that wash out into the creeks. They have chemical spills, gas spills, oil spills, you name it, that gets dumped into that river. And that river just keeps flowing. It's got its sources up there in Minnesota from one of the lakes. And of course, the mouth of the river is all the way down in the Gulf of Mexico. And over the years now, they've measured it, and that there's an area right there at the mouth that's getting bigger, where it's dead zone. There's no oxygen in the water, and it's actually quite polluted. And it gets bigger every year, much the same way that we have the four seasons, and we have teachings of the four seasons and how they keep changing and they keep coming. So too does all of the chemicals that the farmers use and all the stuff that gets put into the water every year. It gets dumped into the water every year, like clockwork. And so these elders were raising awareness of our connection to this water. And what they did was they walked the entire distance of the Mississippi River, from the headwaters to the mouth of it, down all the way in Louisiana. And we had the opportunity to meet Sharon Day and some of these ladies that were walking through. And they're quite dedicated, and they're still doing it. They're still actually raising awareness, making connections with the water between everybody that they meet. And they're even showing their support and going down into Standing Rock to show their support with what the people are doing down there. And this continuing work that they do, I really applaud them for it, because they're really leaders in Indian country, and really it's our women that really have taken the stand as warriors to defend these things that are so important to our future, to our children. I've read articles with the Standing Rock Reservation, and the women are out there in force, and they're some of the fiercest warriors out there. And with these women, Sharon Day and all the women that she works with, walking up and down the rivers to raise awareness, not to mention these women in our Indian community too, Tsosie and Regina and all the women that support what we're trying to do. You know, we want to honor that. We want to honor this connection these women have as protectors. So what we're going to do is we're going to sing a couple more songs. We'll sing a woman's traditional song.
But they are really not things, they are spirits. They are our relatives also. You know, we need to think about that and treat them like our relatives too. But we were called upon to help in support of what's going on the Standing Rock Sioux Reservation, Josie's homeland and her people. And so I'm going to have Josie introduce herself and copies of some updates on what's going on, so I can pass that out later on. But also just remember that, you know, to keep these people in your hearts and your thoughts and your prayers, and all those people that are being affected not only by these things that are damaging to us, but you know, just keep the people and Mother Earth in your thoughts and prayers. Here's Josie.
Hi everybody. Just want to say thank you for coming down. We really appreciate this. I pray. All we are asking is just to respect the water and the land, not for us, but for our generations to come. This pipeline will not only run through the reservation, but soon South Dakota, Iowa, and Illinois. 140 years ago, the Sioux took down Custer and the 7th Cavalry. On this past Friday, the Sioux took down the North Dakota Highway Patrol. So thank you for coming out. It means so much to me. Spread awareness. Look it up on the internet. You get information there. Just post it on your Facebooks. Repost things. So it's constantly giving awareness to what is going on up there. But I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart that I'm so happy that you guys came out. Thank every single one of you.
Oh, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, oh. Way,
And, you know, in Indian country, we always honor our military people for that sacrifice that they've made, but there's other people that are in our community too that are considered warriors and always put themselves in a place like what's happening right now on the Standing Rock Reservation. And so these songs that we're singing are for them too. We have songs that are about people who put themselves between danger and the people, and that's what they do. And that's what's happening right now. So we want to honor that, what these people are doing for us. And, you know, it may sound like, and it is, you know, something that's happening, you know, quite a ways away from here. But it is something that has a reflection on all of us right now, because, you know, all of us have a right, and I believe this is true, that we have a right to access to clean water, and we have a right to be able to take care of that and to protect it, because it's not just for us, it's protecting our future, these little kids. So, you know, we're out here today and we're showing our support for these protectors, showing our support, and we're there. You know, when we put our tobacco on the drum and we're singing, we're honoring that connection too that our ancestors have with the land. When these workers dug up a burial site, you know, that's really when the president of the tribe got involved and jumped the fence and got in between the machines. And he got arrested too. But we're honoring that connection too that our ancestors had with the land and they had with the water. And we sing these songs as veteran songs because our ancestors have made that sacrifice for us so that we would have a place to live and we could have clean water and we could make plans for our children in the future. So I think I'm going to turn this back over to Regina, but I think you have the opportunity to smudge up here. We have the sage for purification. The cedar is for healing, strong health. The tobacco is for our prayers, but today, more importantly, it's the sweetgrass. The sweetgrass is for protection. And that's really what we're here about. We're honoring our protectors too, because we're protecting the future, we're protecting the water, we're protecting the land, we're protecting the children. So, you know, feel free to shake each other's hand. We're going to sing a few more songs and honor these people that are out there, and we're out there with them today too.